Right. After last episode's ending, where we now only have £2,000 because I took a massive gamble and decided to pay off the rest of the loan to get us to £900,000 owed, meaning that we only have, or we've already paid off £100,000 of our loan. This is honestly fantastic considering we're only essentially 4 days worth into the experiment, the playthrough, the hard challenge, whatever you want to call it. We're on September 3rd. We've still got to go until September 4th, and then we can go into October. I also took a challenge or a risk, and I decided to lease out this hoe and the stone picker as well. Now, interestingly enough, it was reminded in my stream earlier that I can actually use this hoe for weeding contracts. And since I'm leasing it and I'm not using the borrowed equipment from the contract, that is within the rules. So I've doubled up on the amount of jobs that I can do and contracts I can work in, September, maybe October, March, and April, because I'm able to use the hoe to get the weeding contracts done. This is fantastic. This is good because a lot of the weeders are actually quite slow. Like, you can only go around 12 kilometers per hour. Whereas the hoe, you can go 25 kilometers per hour, which means you can get these weeding contracts done really, really fast. The other really nice thing about this is that the leasing cost isn't actually that high. The item only costs £36,000 to buy. Interestingly enough, it's one of those where you don't think about it until it's maybe too late. And I'm glad that I went with a hoe and not a weeder, because I can't do hoeing contracts with a weeder, but I can do weeding contracts with a hoe. It's a similar situation to the spray, where because I've got the spray, I can do spraying contracts and fertilizing contracts. It doubles up. If I can make more leases like this, I really am going to be sorted. So yeah, I'm feeling confident. I am nervous that taking that leap, if you like, that leap of faith to pay off all of that loan that we did in the last episode is going to come and bite me in the backside, because obviously if the leasing costs start coming out, then I may go into the negative, which is going to make it even harder to pay off the loan and stuff. So we're going to try and get back to 20k quickly, which honestly I don't think is going to be too much of an issue, especially with all the fertilizing contracts, the spraying contracts, and the stone picking contracts that we've got. I think we're going to be okay. I just hope that the hoe pays for itself. I mean, I'm fairly sure that this field on its own is going to give me more money than we actually spent out getting the hoe. I know that the stone picker was quite expensive. I think it was 3,800 for the initial cost of leasing out the stone picker, but this was only about 12 to 1,300. So it was relatively cheap. This could be one of the best things. And in hindsight, I would have probably preferred to buy this with that original starting 100,000 instead of the plow. It's a bit more expensive than the plow. It's like double the cost, but I think I would have got more work out of it. I've only actually done one plowing contract in the entire time. However, at the flip side of that, because I bought it outright, I'm not paying for that each month, and it was only 16,000. So you'll have to let me know in the comments down below whether you think it was the right choice or not. I really like this. I'm surprised they haven't got the horse one in, but that might come in with the horse DLC that we may get at some point as well. Giants are adding more and more equipment, so there may be some mods added to this server, or not server, but this game save as we go on. But for now, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. Like I say, after the 18 months, I may be tempted to get rid of the plow that we've got and get the subsoiler. Also, there is a little trick in-game that I can use that I learned about yesterday. And it is something that was apparently added from a mod and put into base game by Giants. And that's that certain pieces of equipment, you can use a weight hook it up to the back of the tractor, and then connect the piece of equipment to the weight, and you will bypass the work speed. It doesn't work with everything, and horsepower, top speed, etc. are all going to come into a factor, but you can generally go faster than the work speed using this little bypass. I don't know whether I'm going to do that because it would require leasing out the weight, and obviously the Challenger comes with a front weight attached to it. So maybe later on, after we finally get rid of the Challenger, after those 18 months are up, assuming we're in a position to do so. But for now, we're just going to stick with the normal work speeds. The other thing that was pointed out to me is what happens if we run out of contracts in the winter. I'm hoping, because of the sheer amount of fields and the fact that I am keeping up to date with all the contracts, that we're going to get a lot of stone picking and stuff coming through in the winter. But if not, we should always get a lot of deadwood and wood transport. Or at least that's the hope. I pray that that's what's going to happen. Otherwise, this playthrough could end up really bad really quickly. All right, first hoeing contract done. This is very good. Now we've got field 94, which again is down here. So I'm just going to get there as quickly as is possible. I am going to have to remember to get some fuel after this run. Otherwise, we could be in a whole boatload of trouble. So we'll get that going, and we'll put cruise control on so that I can accept the previous contract, which is actually going to pay us $2.5 grand. This one is going to pay us nearly 4. I'm not seeing any other really good contracts coming up, unfortunately. I am still tempted to go for the mowing one. I'm not going to lie. And do you know what would help? Lowering the hoe would generally be quite useful. But here we are. It's fine. We're halfway down one run. Completely wasting our time. Not that important to lower the hoe. I'm a professional. I promise you, I somewhat sort of know what I'm doing. I will say, still, I am absolutely adoring this playthrough. I'm loving the challenge that it gives. I'm loving how much I'm having to think about everything that I'm doing. Like, there really isn't a lot of room for mistakes. And I've already taken a couple of gambles, and I've already made one massive mistake that we still haven't really rectified, and that is the tank that I bought for the sprayer that can't go on the front of this machine, of this tractor. I think we've got enough fuel to get this contract done, and then once we've done that, we can fuel up and then go and pick up said sprayer and get the spraying and fertilizing contracts done. We'll start with whatever is in the tank at the time. I think it was fertilizer that's left over. So we'll get the fertilizing done, then we'll come back do the spray, and that should make us a little bit of cash. We're already going to be back on 10 grand, so I don't think we're in a bad position. So I would be really upset if we can't get all this done and whatever else and not pay off some more of the loan. We're on a really good footing, and I don't want that to slow down. I don't want to lose that momentum. No good paying off for the first 100k if you then don't pay any off for the next 2 or 3 days. Also got to keep an eye on the time. We are at 12 minutes past 4, and that is somewhat problematic. We're nearing the end of September, and what I've noticed with the game is that it does scale the lighting. So the further into the month you get, depending on how many days per month you have, the darker it gets earlier or the darker it gets later, depending on where you are in the season. So it's going to start getting darker earlier for us. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that sun position and make sure that we are indeed still okay. Because the last thing I need is to have to put tools down or miss out on a contract because I haven't got more done in time. Thankfully, even though the sprayer goes at only 12 kilometers per hour, we're pretty good. We're pretty set for getting through it and getting the job done quickly. He says as he continually goes down the same line because he forgot to lower his hoe the first time round. He did it. It does like beeping at me though. I'm not going to lie. It does like beeping at me. Likes telling me I'm wrong. I love the scaling. I really do like the scaling. I know I've mentioned this a few times in these videos, but the scaling of these fields, the way that they actually feel big now, even though they are relatively small in comparison to other maps on 22 that I played, they've definitely upscaled everything. So a couple of hectares actually feels like a decent amount of work, and you feel like you get a decent amount of yieldage as a result as well. Of course, that doesn't mean to say I'm not excited for new maps coming out, 4x maps, hell, even the 16x maps that I never played, like doing maybe a let's play or just playing on a different map when they come out. I think would be really good. I know there is a backlog at Giants at the minute, so that's something to keep in mind. But those mods will hopefully start pouring out without too much time to be... GB's struggling up the hill a little bit, and I am keeping an eye on that fuel gauge. Really hope she doesn't start flashing before I get through this. But Daniel Benningfield, gotta get through this. And if you don't know the reference or who Daniel Benningfield is, you're probably too young to be here. Or too old. Probably too young. And I hate that I have to say that. Two more passes. And the last pass is only a half pass, so thankfully, again, it's a hoe and not spray. I hate it when you get these weird shaped fields that aren't quite right with their gap. So you have to do a double pass and you're just like wasting all of your foot. And I know you can change the spray width, but that requires more effort that I'm willing to give. Like, I'm good. I'll leave it at default width and just waste the foot or the spray. It's fine. Not like we're $1 million in debt. Well, 900,000 in debt now. Fine. Everything is fine. I've actually added, because the yawning is definitely worse in the evening. Shock horror. But we're talking about it on stream, and one of the big problems is air quality. It's winter in the UK, it's cold, so I've got the heating on. I'm in a room that I've basically partitioned off, so I've got a curtain covering that side. I've got a curtain covering the window. They're both thermal. There's not a lot of ventilation in here because it's cold. And so what I've done is I've actually added a air purifier to my wish list. Something that once I've got everything sorted out for llama and stuff will enable me to have better air quality, which means I get better respiration, hydrate more, and hopefully stop yawning. Because I'm fine when I'm out and about. Don't yawn at all. It's only when it gets stuffy. Again, the air quality is not amazing in this room specifically. Tractor is all filled up. We had some fertilizer left at the shop as well, which is good. It was already fertilizer in the tank. So we're going to get this fertilizing contract out the way. Then we're going to go over to field 6, and then we'll come back down to field 50. That's the plan. Whether it goes like that or not, I don't know. But that's the plan. Hopefully I've got enough fertilizer to get all those 3 fields done without needing to buy more. Because buying of the fertilizer is 1, proving very, very expensive. And 2, just a pain in the backside to have to fill up with a whole new tub. Do a little bit. It's really, really frustrating. Worse so, you can't actually tell me. My word. Let's try that again. More so when you can't actually tell where you've been. These 2 pits here, slurry pit and what I can only assume is a manure pit, they're new. They weren't in 22. It was just a field. But that's really cool because it means that you can go and buy your manure or your slurry or whatever if you want to fertilize with something that's not liquid fertilizer. I don't think I can put slurry and stuff in here. In fact, I'm like 99.99% sure that I can't. Like, you need an actual manure spreader or you need an actual slurry trailer. Bit of a shame. I'm assuming it's just because it's thicker and so the nozzles on the thing aren't suited to it. Plus, it wouldn't be very hygienic or very, very nice smelling. Thing the hardy. Or very efficient. Considering slurry has always been incredibly quick to go through. Like, it doesn't take long to burn through 40,000 litres. And this thing only holds 1,200. It would be the most annoying job in the world to do. If anybody did modify it and make it so that you could, would you really want to? I err towards the side of no, you wouldn't. What are you going on about? I don't think anybody would want to. Everybody, sunflowers are amazing. I want to know if they just have like smaller fields where and they are handpicked, or whether there is a machine out there that can just cut them from the stem and don't actually like feed them anywhere, so that we can have sunflowers that we can go and sort of buy, opposed to sunflower seeds, which is what you harvest in 25. No? Right, that's that one done. Let's collect both of these contracts that I've just done. For sure. Boom. There is a cultivating contract, which we can take, because we have a nice cultivator. We've obviously got deadwood and wood transport, but I want more weeding and mowing and hoeing contracts, to be honest. But we'll get through these spray ones first. We're back up to 10 grand. We'll easily be on 20 by the end of today. I just hope that we can get to the point of being at 20 where I am able to pay off more than just a single £5,000 off the loan. But we're doing all right. We're doing okay. I can't complain. I lowered it is... I had. I had lowered it. That's why I wasn't moving very fast. Again, I am a professional. I clearly know what I'm doing. Why am I like this? We're after field 6. So I think we need to be turning up here at the junction. Had an interesting bug today on stream. Day of recording, obviously. A field wouldn't let me plant or sow. It had been cultivated. It had been fertilized. But it did not absolutely refuse to let me plant anything on there. And to replow it to get it to allow me to sow my seed. Now, the reason why we think is due to weather damage. I believe it's a bug to do with hailstone damage, causing the entire field to just wig out. It was on the community server as well, so we have opted to turn the damage from those things off, from like the environmental damage, because it's just, there's no point in having something on a server like that. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be broken, then there's no point in having it, and that's a shame. I kind of feel like the weather effects were a really cool, nifty idea, and they ran with it when they probably shouldn't have done, or at least they should have ran with it more, made it more in depth, made it have a greater impact on the game. We've talked about it before, where I would really like, if there's a tornado, for it to go through the town area, the more populated area, and destroy some stuff, so we have to go in and rebuild it. I think that would add a depth to the game that we don't have currently, and therefore would make it a much more enjoyable experience for me, at least. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know whether they would want to sit and be material gatherers. But personally, I would enjoy it quite a lot doing that. You're not going to give me the 100% without me going up the middle and wasting all my fur, are you? Call me cynical, but I feel like that's what's going to happen. Oh, no, no. Call me cynical and wrong, apparently. Call me cynical and call me wrong, because it let me off. Right, 55 we can do as well. Fine. Click that one straight up 1,000. Still only got the mowing contract, which is a bit boo. 50 and 55. So we've got to go back anyway. We'll go and do 50 and then we'll finish up at 55. And then, no, we'll do 55 first because of where we are. We'll do 55, then we'll go 50 because it's right down and near where we are from the thing. And then we can switch over to the spray. We can do 91 and 37. I think that is a very good plan. That's what we're going to do. So we'll head this way. We'll get these two done. We've still got 549 litres. 50 could be a problem. I don't think it will be, but it could be a problem. 55 is not going to be a problem. But I'm hoping doing 55 first means that we can hop by the shop and see if we've got any more fertilizer hanging around just to top us up. And then once we've done that, we can come back, get the spray, and do 91 and 37. Both complete opposite ends of the map. The other issue we've got, now that we're down at the field, is it's just gone 6 o'clock in game. And this means we're going to have to down tools soon. I love how it takes me longer to unfold the sprayer than it does to actually get the job done with the sprayer. I hope that's not lost on you guys. We'll get this done. We'll drive back up by the shop, top up with whatever fertilizer we've got left, go to field 50, get that knocked out of the park, come back, do the spraying contracts, finish off with the... Then we'll do the cultivating contract, and then we'll finish off with the stone picking, I think. Just because the cultivating is not going to take long. I'm fairly sure my cultivator is bigger than the field we're about to cultivate, so... Getting that out of the way quickly towards the end would be huge. And do you know what? If I could remember to turn on, as well as also, I don't know, lower and raise my equipment, I would be done by now. You know? It's almost like it's an important, integral part of what I need to do. Yep. It's going great. It is going fantastic. It is brilliant. Right. 55 done. So, like I say, we're going to go up to the shop, top up with any fertilizer, and then head to field 50 and get it all sparkly. Sweet field 50. Look at how good she looks. We're going to unfold, crack on and get this done. Whilst we're doing it, what I'll do is I'll put cruise control on and claim the 200 or 300 quid from the last fertilizing contract we just completed over on field 55. But remember, if we roll backwards, then it resets the GPS. We don't want that. So whilst that's doing that one all nice, we're going to complete this one. Yeah, 405 quid. Not bad. And we've got... I mean, this one's making us 3, which is more than the entire thing. We're getting more cultivating coming up. We've got another fertilizing one there. This is why I like Zalonka. The jobs just keep coming. They never stop. We're not going to be able to get all these done on this day cycle, which is why I'm taking them immediately. But we've still got 29 hours to get them all done. So, yeah. The jobs just... They never, ever stop. I can see the moon up. The sun is setting in the distance. It's still there, though. Just about. It's still quite high in the sky. Which is interesting, because it's already 6:30. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But it is starting to get dark now. We've got until 7. We've got to down tools. Go and rest, and then do it all again. September 4th, the big one. If we're going to lease any other equipment... September is the month to do it. So we are running it a bit fine. I still don't know if I want to lease out a harvester or not for October. Definitely don't want to lease out a vegetable harvester. However, if the T4 or the T5 or whatever they want to call it comes to Mod Hub, I will be getting it for this playthrough. Because... it just will. Like, it'll be a lot cheaper than the roper. It'll be a lot cheaper than the actual vegetable harvesters that they've got in game. And it will hold more and allow me to get lots of jobs done very, very quickly. Again, this isn't a realism experiment. It is just a very hard playthrough. So if I can save time, especially since I'm on such a tight leash with time, then I will. Just how it rolls. I think as long as we can, I want to get this job done. Go and park up. Because I believe... oh no, we've got one more fertilizing to do on field 15. So we'll get this one done. Turn the engine off. We'll go and rest. And then we'll get the last fertilizing contract done. And then we'll start the cultivating. No, spraying. We might as well do the spraying after that, right? Otherwise, we're putting down to pick it back up again later when we can just go empty and repeat. So, yeah, we'll get this done. Get the fertilizing done on September 4th. Then we'll do the spraying on September 4th. And then we'll finish up with the contracts. Yes. Interestingly, even though I can't do anything with it, I do like checking the sale page just to see what we're missing out on. And honestly, we're not wishing out. We're not really losing out on much. I mean, that would be nice, but we haven't really got anything we can use with it right now, so I'm not too bothered. But we're not really going to be able to look seriously at the sell all the like the water tankers and other trailers and stuff until we get something like a sell all container, so we can start selling off things like lime and things. That would be good. 12 kilometers per hour when spraying and things drives me absolutely insane. I think it wouldn't matter, but I've used the Dino and I've used the Agrifac, and they're both incredible. The Agrifac is better, but it's way more expensive. Gives you up to 54 meters width and a working speed of 25 kilometers per hour. It means you can get all these spraying contracts done in half the time. Got a much larger capacity. But again, it's like £500 or £600. £500 or £600, I wish. £500,000 or £600,000. I don't want to load that. Right. We're going to drive up to field 15. And then we're going to go and we are going to rest up. And then we'll do field 15 tomorrow. I think we've got enough time to drive there. Just not quite dark yet. We've got 12 minutes in-game to get to field 15, assuming I can remember where field 15 is on this godforsaken map. If I can, yippee. If I can't, we are screwed. That is where I really don't like driving at only 40 kilometers per hour. This is where the Challenger definitely does let us down. But I see 17, 18. So I'm guessing 15, 16 and stuff are at the top. Yep, I can see it. I can see it flashing at me. Happy days. Right, we'll get there. We'll park up. Switch the engine off so we're not running it all night. And then we will rest up and get the fertilizing done. We've got 29 hours in total to get all these jobs done. They are continually coming back at us, so I've got to be really careful what I accept. Like, it's the want to do all of them, but it's the need to be like, no, we're going to have to let a couple of these slip. But we've made it to field 15. With 5 minutes in-game to spare. I am A-okay with that. Pulls down. Got another fertilizing contract there, look. Field 66. So we could do... We'll take it. We will complete that one, which gives us another 3 grand. Still no weeding contracts. I am wondering if that was a mistake. Like, in theory, on paper, cracking. Absolutely cracking job. We're going to go till 7, because I'm fairly sure 7 till 7 is daylight hours. In September, anyway. Right, we've got 9,980. We are paying 3 grand in thingy. We've got the Horse Partner, the John Deere CP690. No. That would be really nice, actually, later on, but not right now. So I'm not sad. I'm not really missing anything. Start the engine up. I'm going to unfold this. And we are going to go ahead. Make us some pennies. Got 2 fertilizing to do, as long as more doesn't magically start popping up, because we've got until the end. We've got until 5 o'clock to get all these done. Otherwise, they all expire and we lose them, and that would be very, very bad. In October, we'll get a whole new cattle of contracts coming through, and I am going to curse not having a harvester. But with 100 grand, we didn't really have much choice. I'm feeling quietly confident. I think we're doing okay. I think. Again, if the total leasing costs of everything we've got out right now is only around 5 grand a month, I'm alright with that. Not ideal, sure, but I'm okay with it. It's manageable. That means as long as we do one big fertilizer or like a ploughing every couple of months, we can keep the interest at bay and still make enough money to pay off the rest of it. Carry on at the same pace, we will be able to pay off another 100k by 2nd October, probably. Want to say the 2nd of October sounds about right for paying off stuff for the 100k. Be wrong, it might be the 3rd. Yeah, no, it'd be the 3rd. I can count. I can do math. The 3rd of October will be my second 100k that I'll have paid off. I hope. I've already done this bit. I think I've already done this bit. I've already done this bit. So it's the outside we want. This is not good. When I'm trying to save and conserve fertilizer, this is less than ideal. Less than 200 litres left. I think we've still got some down at the shop. Field 66 is tiny. We might be okay. If I have to buy another pallet, we are bound. Because that would destroy all the progress I've just made. Pallet of this stuff is 3,200. And that is where the sprayers let me down. It's not as efficient as solid fert, and it's more expensive pallet. Each pallet holds more fert than the solid, but the solid lasts longer and is cheaper, so. Right then, last fertilizing contract in Asterix is for now. Interestingly enough, it looks like we're going to be able to do most of the field in one pass, but not all of the field in one pass, which is going to be really annoying. And I also took the liberty of going to the shop and topping up my fertilizer just a little bit more. We look at got another 2 grand from the last one. We're only getting a little bit, £700 from this one. We've got another cultivating contract showing up, which is only going to be on for 16 hours, and we can only work for like 8 of those. So we're going to have to get a move on. We've got a rock removal there, which we can't do. We've got the mowing still up. Like, there's lots of jobs coming through, just whether we're going to be able to get them all done or not. Thankfully, not another fertilizer, because I don't really think we can afford to buy another one this late. Unless we get more next month, like once we've harvested and done everything. But the fact I'm having to do a second pass up here is less than ideal. Because only like third of the section that we're doing is actually getting covered. We've got enough for it, and we've essentially made money back off that one pallet, so it's fine. We've only got 2 spraying to do, which isn't terrible at all. Then we'll do the 3 cultivating, 4 cultivating that we've got. 3 cultivating. 3 cultivating. We'll do the 3 cultivating, then we'll end with the stone picking, and that should be us for September. I hope. We're just under 12k. Now we'll be just over 12k. And go and get the spray. And only 305 litres left. That's not terrible. It's not a terrible amount at all. I have changed the spray over from fertilizer to herbicide. I only have 440 litres of herbicide, so I am a little nervous here. I don't know if we're going to have enough to get both 91 and 37 done. We'll give it a best shot and see what happens. Yeah, a little bit concerned, I'm not going to lie. A little bit concerned. Luckily, herbicide is only 2,400 for 2,000 litres instead of the 3,200 that it is for fertilizer. That's still 2,400 I would really rather not be spending. It is going down quite quickly. This could be an issue. This could be a big problem. This could be... Have I screwed up? Did I muck up by paying off the loan? Should I have just carried on and taken it a bit slower? I don't know. I mean, we've got enough. We've got enough in the key. But like, yeah, I paid off 30 grand yesterday or whatever it was. Or whenever I last played. But is it really good if I then end up screwing up and not being able to pay any off for like the next 2 or 3 days in game? I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to buy more spray. I'm gonna just bite the bullet and buy another thing right now, another pallet of the stuff, because not doing would just be silly at this point. But anyway, bite the bullet. It takes us back to 10 grand. I need 20 to be able to effectively pay off the loan. Okay, we've only got 184 litres left. That's definitely not going to be enough. We only get 939, so we've got 939, 1,400. That's barely enough to cover the pallet we've just bought. Oh, that's cost us money. We're going to come out with less, I think. That's a problem. Now, obviously, we're not going to use all 2,000 litres, so we are going to make some money back off the next spraying contract we get. But right now, for the purposes of this, that has just cost us more money than I'd have liked. Last spraying contract of the day. I hope. Or do I hope? Do I not want another spraying contract so I can make more money off of the pallet I've just bought? No, it's one of those. Do I want another one, or am I okay without there being another one? We're going to go in, we're going to spray all this. We are going to crack on. I wonder if... Like, it's really hard to tell because there are clearly weeds there that I'm taking out or whatever, but sometimes I wonder if maybe I could use the hoe on some of these contracts. Depending on what sort of weeds are here, and maybe save myself some money, but then... If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Maybe I'll have to try. Maybe next time I get a spraying contract, I'll have to take the hoe down and see if I can get away with it. Because these don't look like large weeds. Like, I can't see any weeds in this contract right now, but it's always said a spraying contract, so I've just kind of done it with the spray. Again, just wondering if maybe the better play when I first started this would have been to have got the hoe instead of the sprayer. Don't get me wrong, the sprayer has paid its way. It would pay its way more if I have to actually remember to switch the bloody thing on, but I don't know. It's an odd one, and it's something that I'm going to be going over my head numerous times as to whether it was the right choice when I started, whether it's the right choice to pay off a huge chunk of loan, whether it's been the right choice to even attempt this playthrough. I've had some good feedback from you guys, though. You seem to be enjoying watching all the choices I make and the mistakes I've made and stuff. And I think by this, when I'm able to pay off the loan, I'm able to start buying fields, I think that the growth is going to be rapid and it's going to be amazing. You know, I truly believe that the growth will hook a lot of people in. I'm excited to see what we can do. I'm excited to use some of the productions that they've added. Make the end goal, get the BGA, own it and run it. Stuff like that. Still annoys me that on this map, though, there are things that you can't purchase, like the dairy and the grain mill. You can't use those. You've got to buy your own. It frustrates me. I also still stand by what I said the other week. The herbicide is more efficient. The liquid herbicide is more efficient than liquid fertilizer, but the solid fertilizer is more efficient than them both. Because I swear to God, solid fert lasts for eons. But again, the versatility of being able to run 2 sets of contracts with 1 piece of machinery still makes this the better deal. Out and out. Right, we got that one done. Give me my monies. Got another fertilizer on 15. I'm not going to take it right now because we've only got 15 hours left of the day and we've only got, well, we've got less than that for the actual thing. It's coming up to 9 o'clock. So we're going to crack out the cultivating and the stone picking, and then if we've got time before the end of the day, we'll do the fertilizing again. Because the other thing is, I think I've only got about 400, 500 litres of fertilizer left. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Considering how much this contract wants to pay, like nearly 2 grand for field 15, which we've only just done, by the way. We've literally just fertilized 15, so I don't know how the AI can double fert. Because I can't double fert. If I fert over something I've just ferted, nothing happens. AI be cheating, yo. AI be cheaters. They be low down, dirty, rotten cheaters, is what they are. See you, AI. I see you. Right then, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll do the cultivating, we'll then finish off with the stone picking, and then we will take any contracts that we're able with what time we've got left, and hopefully be able to pay off a bit more of the loan. We haven't had any money come out yet because it's before 1 o'clock, so if we can make that money up by then, that would be great. But I think this is a good place to end the episode. We have done a fair bit. We have done a lot of spraying. We've done some cultivating. We did some hoeing. We've used our purchase or our lease. We've not really used the truck a lot because I want to leave like wood transport and stuff for if there's nothing else to do, because one, it feels a bit cheaty. They pay consistently better than any other job going, and also I can't imagine just watching me do logs and nothing but logs for the entire time. Would be a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to leave a subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.